When I first put in this garden 3 years ago, I didn't give much thought to being a senior gardener. In this video, I'm going to share with you the things that worked and the things that haven't worked so well, so that if you're thinking of starting your first garden or maybe gardening in some raised beds, what you might expect, what might work and what might not. First of all, for a senior gardener, these raised beds are the way to go. I'm glad I started this way. I just wished I'd have started with maybe a little more quality raised bed. But the raised beds have really been, it's so nice to sit here and garden at this level. I would highly recommend this for somebody that's getting a little bit older and you want to make your life a little easier. Without a doubt, these raised beds are the way to go. Knowing that, for the long term, I wished I'd, again, bought a little bit more robust or higher quality raised bed. At the time, I just didn't want to spend the money. Now I wished I had. This tomato bed worked out great. It's 4 foot wide and 12 foot long. So it's large enough to accommodate a lot of tomatoes. Not as many as I put in it. So the bed worked great. The only problem I had was overcrowding the bed, which I've discussed before. But other than that, I think it's a perfect size for tomatoes because of their height. Actually, the first year I put it in, I didn't overcrowd them, and I had a bumper crop. So I guess I just thought the more the merrier, I'll put in more, but that didn't work. This is another little area I've had success with. It's just next to the greenhouse here, up against this garage. And I plant my garlic in this spot from here all the way back. It's not a very big plot, but I get a lot of garlic out of it. And it seems to be an area that naturally collects leaves because of the way the wind swirls around. So it kind of mulches these garlic without me having to do any of this throughout the whole winter. But if you go down through all these leaves, and here it is February, you can see the garlic is already looking really good. But that's a lot of protection for that garlic through the winter with these leaves. And I don't have to reapply. The wind just keeps the leaves in this area. So I think that's kind of a lesson to use the environment of your own backyard. This kind of gives you an idea how the garden's laid out. I've got these smaller 4 foot by 3 foot beds in front of my taller beds here. And with this, I grew beans and peas up this side, which worked out really good. Something like that. I think putting a smaller bed at the base of these beds has worked out pretty good for me because I can grow things up this side with these makeshift trellises I made out of leftover fence pieces. I've mostly grown lettuces and carrots and stuff like that down in these lower beds. I might switch it up this year and I don't know, put the peppers down here. Some of the peppers, eggplants. I had really good success in these smaller beds in the foreground there, growing eggplants in them. But the eggplants got so large, they wanted to spill out of those smaller beds. But the one thing I think I would change is I put all these beds in 1 year. So I purchased all of this in 1 year. I wished I'd have taken my time to see how this all works out. I bought them all the first year, threw it all in here, laid it all out, just kind of, I thought about it a little bit, but I didn't put a whole lot of forethought into it, I guess. Not as much as I think I should have. Look at your yard and see the way the sun hits at certain times of day and certain times of the year. I also have this tree over here. In the summer, of course, it's got leaves on it. But what it does in the afternoon, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, it shades the tomato bed and some half of this bed here, which isn't a bad thing because it gets really hot in midsummer here. over 100 degrees sometimes. And that shade, it seems it's kind of a welcome thing to have for the plants in the afternoon, kind of give them a break from the heat of the sun. All in all, I've been quite pleased with my garden in the past 3 years. This is my 4th year now. I've learned a lot. I've had a lot of success and a lot of yield out of these beds. If I were to start all over today, knowing what I know now, I would have started with these 2 beds. This same size, I would have bought a better quality bed and just bought 2 to begin with. Assessed the results at the end of the season, and then decided next season if I wanted to buy a couple more and what sizes. If I were to change anything here that I did, I don't think I would, these 2 big beds, I would have given them a little more space between the beds here. Just a little bit, so I could get my chair in a little easier. But that's all, you know. I kind of like this idea of the lower bed down here against this bed. I think that works out. It works out well for climbing up the backside of this one. Also, if I was to start a garden with the knowledge I have now, I would tell myself, you don't have to buy everything. You don't have to have every pretty tomato that's out there. I still fall into that. I think we all might. I do know this, though. With my limited space, any tomatoes that I didn't have success with, I'm not gonna plant them again, because I have so many different types I want to try. If they are marginal or they didn't produce very well, I'm not gonna plant them. I'm still learning. I have a lot to learn. That's why I'm doing this channel. Partly as a journal of sorts, to keep track of how I'm progressing in this gardening thing, and 2, to share what I learn. I wished when I was looking to start gardening, I was thirsty for people that were doing exactly what I'm doing, trying it, and maybe failing or succeeding, but people that were like me, trying it and without knowing what they're getting into, and that's what this channel's about. There's a lot of experts out there that have a lot more information to share on, and a lot more knowledge than I have. So I don't pretend to be an expert gardener. I'm just trying things and seeing how they work. I'm showing you what I've had successes with and what I've had failures with. The things I didn't think about, which I see now that I would plan around now, is the way the sun hits, the afternoon sun, how much sun it gets during the day, a certain spot gets during the day. How hot does it get? How much light does it get as it gets to be towards fall? Or how much light does it get in the wintertime, if you have a perennial bed, for instance? And of course, grow only what you like to eat. It makes no sense to spend the time and the water and the effort into planting something that you don't like and you're going to give to somebody, your neighbor or your coworker or something. It's a lot of work. If you're considering getting a raised bed this size, just keep in mind it takes a lot to fill it. Be prepared for that. I don't think I was really prepared for just how much it takes to fill one of these up. I'm going to be 68 in a couple weeks, and just gardening at this height is going to be so much easier for me when I get older. All in all, this isn't a bad setup. I actually got lucky, I think. Other than putting some of these beds over here in the shade, that was probably, and I could just put something else in those. Something that's more cold tolerant, shade tolerant. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got something out of it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, come back, subscribe if you haven't. My name's Dennis. Thanks for coming. Take care. Bye.